to the bucket, lays it in, and the foul.
That's three-point make. Aldama, Edey.
Great at feeding the post. Edey outside, Sharon for three. It's through!
Zach Edey is not just an ordinary basketball player. His life story goes beyond imagination. A 7'4" giant, a dominant center on the court, a college star who overshadows every opponent, yet also someone who once thought basketball would never be his path. From the days when a horrific arm injury nearly took everything away, to the fateful turning point that propelled him to the top of the NCAA, and now making waves in the most prestigious league in America, the NBA. Zach has turned adversity into strength. But what truly drives him? Is it destiny or mere coincidence? Let's dive into Zach Edey's surprising journey right now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on these top-tier stories about this superstar. Your support is what motivates us to keep bringing you even more exciting content.
Zach knows baseball.
Zach knows volleyball.
Pursuing basketball because of a horrific injury. Born on May 14, 2002, Zach is the son of Julia and Glenn Edey. His mother, Julia, a 6'3" Chinese-Canadian woman of strength, often recounted the tough days of her childhood, facing discrimination in a Toronto that wasn't yet truly diverse. Zach inherited his exceptional height from her, but it wasn't always a gift. From a young age, he towered over his peers, drawing curious stares and even taunts. "When you're different, people will always find a way to point it out," Julia once told him, and Zach understood that better than anyone. He often felt out of place, sometimes wishing he could shrink down to avoid the attention. Before falling in love with basketball, Zach immersed himself in baseball and hockey. Baseball, in particular, was his greatest passion. He dreamed of becoming the tallest pitcher in MLB history, a burning ambition that led him to brush off every invitation to play basketball despite everyone seeing his potential at 7'4". But then, fate knocked in a way no one expected. At 15, while at the peak of his baseball passion, Zach received devastating news from the doctor. His arm was aching from overthrowing, and if he continued, he'd have to sit out for years until his body stopped growing. "It was like losing my whole world," his mother recalled. Zach cried, not from the pain, but because he knew he had to give up the days of throwing pitches with his teammates, the slow rhythm of the sport he loved. The decision to switch to basketball wasn't easy. Zach once told ESPN that he only started taking basketball seriously in his sophomore year of high school at 15, much later than most NBA stars. Moving to IMG Academy in Florida, he had to learn everything from scratch, from dribbling to positioning on the court. In the early days, he was clumsy, slow, and often frustrated. But deep inside, Zach carried a persistent fire. He didn't give up, despite heavy feet and painful falls. That perseverance turned him from a 3-star recruit into a phenomenon at Purdue. Once he chose basketball, Zach committed fully. From an awkward kid at IMG Academy, he relentlessly trained to rise up. Zach gradually made his mark, becoming a top NCAA star and charging straight into the NBA. A slow but promising start. Edey joined Purdue's lineup as a reserve, competing for minutes with center Travion Williams. In his 2020 to 2021 freshman season, he averaged 8.7 points and 4.4 rebounds in 14 minutes per game, enough to earn a spot on the Big Ten All-Freshman team. It was a modest beginning, but a sign of the potential waiting to erupt. In his sophomore year, Edey became a starter. He averaged 14.4 points and 7.7 rebounds, starting to show dominance in the paint. But the real breakthrough came in the 2022 to 2023 season, when he exploded with 22.3 points and 12.9 rebounds per game, leading the NCAA in free throw attempts. He became the Big Ten Player of the Year and the first since Bill Walton to win all 6 National Player of the Year awards in a single season. Though Purdue suffered a shocking loss to Fairleigh Dickinson in the NCAA tournament's first round, Edey didn't let that defeat define him. Choosing to stay at Purdue for another year instead of entering the 2023 NBA draft turned out to be the right move. In the 2023 to 2024 season, he elevated his game to 25.2 points and 12.2 rebounds per game, leading Purdue to their first NCAA championship game since 1969. The loss to UConn didn't overshadow his 37-point performance, the third highest in NCAA title game history. Edey finished his college career with 2,516 points and 1,321 rebounds, ranking third and second in Big Ten history and becoming the first since Lionel Simmons to reach that milestone. Entering the 2024 NBA draft, Edey was picked 9th overall by the Memphis Grizzlies. In his NBA debut on October 23, 2024, against the Utah Jazz, he scored 5 points and grabbed 5 rebounds, though he fouled out in 15 minutes, a unique rookie record. As of March 2025, he's averaging 9.2 points and 7.7 rebounds in 20.6 minutes per game, showing gradual adaptation to the NBA's pace and style. Despite doubts about his perimeter defense and lack of outside shooting, Edey is proving his worth with his presence in the paint and rim protection. From an NBA rookie struggling to find his footing, Zach Edey is now a millionaire. No longer living in cramped dorms or worrying about money, he's reaping the rewards of relentless effort. But what's even more remarkable is how he uses his wealth, smartly, practically, and strategically. From a cramped dorm to a luxurious penthouse, life before professional basketball wasn't glamorous for Zach. He once shared in an ESPN interview that during his early days at Purdue, he lived in a cramped dorm, ate simple student meals, and didn't even dare dream of owning a decent car. But everything changed when he signed a 4-year, $26.2 million rookie contract with the Grizzlies in 2024, with $11.8 million guaranteed. His first-year base salary of $5.75 million is enough to make anyone who ever doubted him take a second look. From having nothing, Zach turned hardships into motivation. He once faced mockery for his 7'4" height, failed to pursue baseball due to injury, and was doubted for his NBA fit. But now he stands there, not just as a player, but as a man with sharp financial vision, knowing how to invest and seize every opportunity to grow his wealth. One of the biggest marks in Zach Edey's assets is his real estate investments. Penthouse in the heart of Memphis, the first milestone right. After signing with the Memphis Grizzlies, Zach quickly sought a home to match his new lifestyle. According to some sports media reports, he decided to purchase a luxurious penthouse in downtown Memphis, estimated at around $2.5 million. The apartment sits atop one of the city's iconic buildings, offering stunning views of the Mississippi River, where the sunset casts a brilliant orange glow each evening. Inside, the space is designed with maximum openness to accommodate his 7 feet 4 inches frame. Modern furniture with oversized sofas, higher than standard ceilings, and a custom king-size bed allow him to stretch out comfortably. But perhaps the standout feature is his personal relaxation area. A spacious gaming room equipped with a PS5, a high-spec gaming PC, and a specially adjustable gaming chair tailored to his size. Vacation home in Toronto, a peaceful retreat. Though tied to the U.S., Zach hasn't forgotten his roots. A source in Canada's real estate market revealed he bought a vacation home on the outskirts of Toronto valued at about $1.8 million. The property sits by a small lake with a sprawling backyard, a place for him to unwind after the grueling NBA season. They say on rare off days, Zach drives from Toronto Pearson Airport to the house, opens the door, takes a deep breath of fresh air, and sinks into a porch chair, gazing at the lake reflecting the afternoon light. No noise, no court, no flashing cameras, just him, nature, and rare moments of peace in an NBA star's life. But for Zach, this home isn't just for himself. It's a gift to his family, especially his mother, who sacrificed so much to get him here. A spacious living room is always ready for family dinners, where he can set aside the pressures and return to being the Edey family's son. Car collection, from dream to reality. If real estate symbolizes stability, cars are how Zach Edey expresses his personality and enjoys success. There was a time when he couldn't afford a car as a Purdue student, relying on buses or teammates for rides to practice. But now, things are different. Tesla Model X Plaid, technology and speed. The first in his collection is a 2024 Tesla Model X Plaid worth about $120,000. With 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.5 seconds, it's perfect for someone who loves speed but cares about tech and the environment. Zach, stepping out of the Model X with its falcon wing doors, looks like a futuristic superstar. Modern, powerful, and confident. Dodge Ram 1500 TRX, street dominator. But with his massive frame, Zach knows not every car fits. That's why he chose the 2025 Dodge Ram 1500 TRX, a rugged off-road pickup priced at $95,000. It's not just transportation, it's a statement of power, much like how he rules the paint. With a 702 horsepower engine, premium leather interior, and a roomy cabin, he stays comfortable even on long drives. Porsche 911, Turbo S, a champion's refinement. But a man of Zach's caliber needs a sports car. He picked the Porsche 911 Turbo S, worth $230,000, as a well-deserved reward. It's not just a speed machine, it brings luxury and sophistication, qualities Zach increasingly values as he steps into the world of big stars. As of April 2025, Zach Edey's net worth is estimated between $8 and $10 million. This includes his NBA salary, real estate investments, car collection, and some endorsement deals. Limited by F1 visa rules at Purdue, he couldn't profit from NIL in the U.S., but he's made up for it in the NBA. He signed with Topps and had small deals in Canada during college, but now, with rising fame, brands like Nike or Gatorade are reportedly eyeing him, promising millions more soon. What's admirable isn't just the numbers, but how Zach manages his wealth. He doesn't splurge recklessly, he invests wisely, from buying homes to maintaining his value on the court. In a post-game interview after facing the Lakers in March 2025, he said, "I don't forget where I started. Everything I have today is to secure a future for my family and myself. That's the soul of someone once doubted, who fell but never gave up." Success isn't just measured by wealth or fame, but by how you live. And Zach Edey gets that better than anyone. From a guy in a cramped dorm, he now touches the world his way, not just through bank account digits, but through priceless experiences. Long trips, relaxing nights with a glass of whiskey, or intense gaming sessions, all pieces of a life both luxurious and meaningful. A thirst to explore the world. Travel is one of Zach's greatest joys. According to College Net Worth, he loves exploring the world, from tropical beaches to historic cities. Picture Zach in a spacious first-class cabin, holding a glass of Dom Perignon champagne, eyes gazing at clouds drifting by. These trips aren't just breaks. They're how he redefines freedom, breathing the air of new lands and feeling success in every quiet moment. Zach's also a true gamer. Purdue exponent once noted he spends free time gaming with friends. But for Zach, it's no casual hobby. He owns a top-tier setup with a curved OLED screen, immersive surround sound, and a custom leather gaming chair. When he puts on his headset, the roar of game engines pulls him into another world where NBA pressures fade, replaced by pure joy, elevated by luxury few can afford. When it comes to food, Zach doesn't just eat, he turns every meal into a sensory adventure. With Toronto roots and Chinese heritage from his mom, he loves Asian cuisine, but doesn't stop there. X posts about him mention sightings at upscale fusion restaurants in Memphis, savoring dishes like black truffle dim sum, tiny bites accented with fragrant truffle, melting in his mouth like a perfect note. He's unafraid to try exotic fare, like live lobster sashimi served on ice with aged Japanese sake. Each bite or sip isn't just taste, it's culture, refinement, and the cost of rare ingredients, turning meals into a luxurious ritual where he's the star. Ultimately, Zach prefers intimate evenings with close friends. The Memphis Grizzlies player has mentioned gathering with his inner circle, not in raucous parties, but in cozy nights within sophisticated settings, perhaps a luxurious apartment overlooking the city or a tranquil riverside home. Over glasses of aged single malt whiskey, laughter echoes amid stories of everyday life, reminding him of his journey from Toronto to the pinnacle of the NBA. It's in these moments that Zach lets his soul unwind, where camaraderie blends with opulence, creating memories filled with emotion. The above are some of Zach Edey's hobbies and preferences that we've gathered from various sources. If you'd like to discover more intriguing details about his life behind the scenes, we encourage you to explore additional sources for the most accurate information. Under the glow of luxury and success, Zach Edey once lived a life many only dream of. But that glory is a double-edged sword. Stepping into a fiercer arena, he faces not just professional challenges, but invisible pressures from public scrutiny. And then, in a single moment, the image of a promising star wavered. Not from a bad game, but from words and situations judged harshly by the masses. Playing basketball. Just for money. It all started in college when Zach faced harsh criticism about his unfair height. It wasn't just harmless social media jabs. Basketball analysts argued his success stemmed not from talent, but from physical advantage. Sportskeeda once wrote that in an average body, Zach would never be an NCAA star. Those words cut into his pride, turning him from an admired talent into a controversy. The pressure on Zach grew heavier, but the breaking point came at the 2024 Final Four, when Purdue faced NC State in a historic game. Beyond enduring jabs at his play style, Zach faced a brutal reality. While teammates raked in hundreds of thousands from NIL deals, he couldn't earn a cent due to his F1 international student visa. Then, surrounded by reporters post-game, the usually reserved Zach dropped a bombshell. "I lost a ton of money. No complaints about the grueling match, no words about teammates or strategy, just money." Instantly, it became the season's most controversial quote, severely damaging his image. Fans who once admired his grit now questioned, does he truly love basketball, or is it just a paycheck? The Canadian kid who rose from nothing, fighting for his place, suddenly became a greedy figure in the public eye. They no longer saw Zach as a symbol of perseverance. Instead, he embodied the raw truth of modern sports, where everything boils down to cash. Before the money losses storm settled, a college-era video of Zach surfaced online, plunging him deeper into controversy. In it, he's seen at a party, entering a room with a young woman. The context is unclear, her identity unconfirmed, but that didn't matter. In that moment, Zach Edey ceased to be an ideal role model. It echoed past NBA scandals, and linking his name to infamous incidents only worsened his image. Silence was his response, but in today's basketball world, silence never works. Ambiguity fueled wilder rumors and toxic conspiracies. Soon, debates shifted from his basketball skills to his moral character. Once an athlete enters that gray zone, turning back is nearly impossible. You'd think the NBA would change things, but reality hit harder. The Memphis Grizzlies bet on Zach with the 9th pick in the 2024 draft, but his debut was a nightmare. In his first game in October 2024, he set an unwanted record, the first rookie to foul out in 15 minutes or less. The internet erupted, nicknames like Clumsy Giant, 7-4 Shakhtin a fool, and another Boban Marjanovic flooded basketball forums. Bleacher Report had warned he'd struggle with NBA speed, and they were right. Pick and rolls made him an easy target, with opponents eager to pull him away from the paint to exploit his lack of agility. Purdue coach Matt Painter often defended him against height critiques, but now, who'll defend Zach? The NBA isn't the NCAA. No more favorable rules, no more opponents a head shorter. Here, only the strongest survive. Each time Zach stumbles on the court, people don't see resilient effort, just a big awkward guy, too slow, unworthy of his spot. In just a year, Zach Edey went from a perseverance icon to one of the NBA's most debated names. He still has loyal fans and memorable moments, but his image is forever altered. Once viewed with awe, now every mention of him stirs controversy. The money-hungry quote, the vague party video, the shaky NBA start. Zach once had it all: talent, opportunity, fan trust. But sometimes, a few missteps turn a dream into a nightmare. For Zach Edey, the biggest fight isn't on the court anymore, it's the battle to reclaim his image. And amid endless career debates, one aspect still intrigues: Zach Edey's private life. A mysterious and private personal life. So far, there's no hint that Zach Edey is married or in a serious relationship. He keeps his personal life under lock and key. No Instagram posts or interviews reveal a special someone. While many young athletes flaunt girlfriends or romantic moments, Zach chooses otherwise. He pours everything into basketball. Sources like Medium and Sportskeeda confirm he's single, focused on his NBA career after being drafted 9th in 2024. But that choice leaves a slight void, as if he's trading love's warmth for the spotlight's glare. Yet, Zach isn't a stranger to emotion. He's spoken of the loneliness of leaving Canada for the U.S., where his mom moved to Indiana to support him during his Purdue years. Having a familiar face there was amazing, he told the Canadian press, his voice tinged with feeling. It shows he values connection, but at 22, he might not be ready to open his heart deeper. His life now is flights, games, and big dreams, but who hasn't longed for a haven after long days? Maybe Zach's caution stems from his nature, a calculated player on the court and in life. No dating scandals, no lavish parties, no red carpet arm candy. Zach's a lone traveler on his journey. In a sports world where star romances grab headlines, his silence is a big question mark. Is it dodging external pressure, or has he simply not found someone to step into his life? One thing's clear: love isn't Zach's priority now. But that doesn't mean he doesn't crave it. In a rare interview, he admitted admiring lasting sports couples who balance elite careers and personal lives. That's something to respect, he said, though he stressed he's in no rush to find it for himself. Perhaps part of why Zach guards his personal life is that he opens up differently, through giving back. No loud love stories, but he's ready to invest time and heart in something bigger than himself. Inspiring the next generation. At Purdue, Zach left a deep mark with charity work through Boilermaker Alliance, a 501c3 organization. Per On3, he partnered with 3 Canadian groups: Canadian Chinese Youth Athletic Association, CCYAA, Inuit Tapiriit Kanatami, ITK, and Toronto Humane Society. With CCYAA, he coached at Jeremy Lin Basketball School, hosting Q&As and signing autographs for kids. "I never thought I'd enjoy this so much," Zach shared, his voice warm as he spoke of inspiring the youth. At ITK, he filmed with President Natan Obed to raise awareness for National Truth and Reconciliation Day, a small gesture that touched thousands of Indigenous Canadians. At Toronto Humane Society, he showed up for animals, a simple, meaningful act from a guy once all about basketball. Zach's impact isn't just check writing or photo ops. He brings his story, a Chinese-Canadian kid bullied for his height and heritage, now a standing icon. When he led Purdue to the 2024 NCAA title game, millions watched, not just for talent, but for the never-give-up spirit he embodies. His mom, Julia, told The Ringer their family knows struggle, and Zach turned that into fuel to help others. Now, with a $26.2 million NBA deal, Zach could live lavishly, but he uses his influence to spread good. Though no specific Memphis charity details exist as of April 2025, his social media, mixing game shots with everyday moments, shows he's still relatable, real. Zach doesn't just play ball, he reminds us true success is lifting others up. Who wouldn't feel a spark seeing a giant like him bend down to give hope to those who need it most? But on the court, there's no room for sentiment. If off the court Zach Edey gives hope, back in the NBA, he's a man seizing every chance to prove his worth. From shaky first minutes to explosive bursts, he's writing his story the only way he knows, through grit, sweat, and unrelenting battles. A key piece for the Grizzlies. Zach's current journey is an emotional fight, from clumsy early moments, like his October 23, 2024, debut against the Utah Jazz, fouling out in 15 minutes, to shining bursts, like his March 29, 2025, double-double of 14 points and 11 rebounds against the Lakers. He's slowly proving his value. But it's not all glory. Doubts about his perimeter defense, as Beale Street Bears warned, sometimes make him feel sidelined in his own dream. Still, his eyes light up every time he steps on the court, as if saying, "I belong here." Looking to 2025, Zach and the Grizzlies aim for the playoffs, a stage he aches to dominate. With a young core of Ja Morant, Desmond Bane, and Jaren Jackson Jr., he knows he's a linchpin in their title hopes. Per Commercial Appeal, Coach Taylor Jenkins is tweaking plays to maximize Zach's duck-in and rim protection, making him a secret weapon as the season heats up. He's also targeting fitness and skill growth, gearing up for long battles where every drop of sweat proves his resolve. Zach Edey doesn't just play, he lives to overcome. 2025 is his next chapter, where each game is a statement, each block a shout that he's past the doubts. Anyone who's dreamed big, fallen, and risen sees in Zach a mirror, a young man with a fierce heart, crafting his tale under the NBA's bright lights. Ultimately, we are not responsible for any interpretation or application of the video's content. Viewers should exercise their own judgment, verify information, and consume it selectively. Thank you for joining me on this inspiring journey of Zach Edey, from his challenging days to the radiant glory of today. I poured my heart into every word, every detail, to bring you not just information, but also genuine emotions. If you enjoyed it, please don't forget to hit the like button. It's my biggest motivation to continue. Share this video with your friends and family to spread the story of a giant's unwavering spirit. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe now. We have many more memorable journeys ahead.